Cutting covers for flanged valves is also simple, but requires a few additional cuts and measurements. Begin by measuring your outside flanges using a compass and cut circles and their inside holes where the pipe goes. For this three-way valve, we will need 3 of these donut-shaped pieces. Next, use scrap strips of Armaflex to build out the body of the valve until it is flush with the outside surface of the flanges. Adhere the Armaflex strips directly to the valve body using 520 adhesive. Using a strip of Armaflex sheet, wrap around the flanges to get its outside circumference. This is the length you will need to cover the valve body. Remember not to stretch the strip as you will wrap it around the flange. This is the longest measurement on the pattern shown and is labeled A. The length that is labeled B is, quite simply, the distance between the 2 opposing flanges. This rectangle is now measured and cut perfectly to fit the outside of the valve body. However, to complete our fit, we need to make 2 more semicircle cuts at either end. The diameter of the semicircles labeled C on the diagram is determined by the measurement across the throat of the valve at the point under the flange where the stem enters. Now simply cut out your marked pattern and install around the valve and the previously adhered flanges using all the skills you've already learned. The last step is to measure and cut the bonnet area of the valve. To do this, you need to make 4 measurements. The first measurement is the overall length and is determined by wrapping a strip of Armaflex around the bonnet flange and marking where the ends meet. This is labeled C on the diagram. The second measurement is the distance between the outer surface of the Armaflex flange donut and the middle of the valve body. The third measurement is the distance between the outer surface of the Armaflex donut to the closest surface of the valve body's insulation. This is labeled L2 on the diagram. The fourth and last measurement is the length of the bonnet area and is, quite simply, the difference between L1 and L2. This is labeled Y on the diagram. Using the measurements of C and L1, cut a rectangle from a sheet of Armaflex. Next, mark the sheet with a cross to show the measurement L2 at the quarter points of the length of the pattern. Now extend your tape measure to the length of measurement Y and swing an arc from each point marked plus. The radius of the arc is equal to Y. These arcs are connected with straight lines to give a smooth, scalloped edge as shown on the diagram. Cut along these guidelines and you are ready to install the final piece of your valve covering.